welcome everybody tonight to Tewksbury High School for our spring sports and our major awards sports banquet. Been a long year, you know, and it's been a long 4 years. And I want to take the time to thank our athletes and thank our parents and thank our seniors. You guys have persevered through COVID and missing a season, and you know, you've had 3 principals, if I'm correct. You guys have been a pleasure to deal with, and you know, myself and Mrs. O'Hare, like, we got to try to do something special for these guys, and wanted to put out some food for you guys and make it a little bit better than we normally do. So, you know, hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and we can kind of get started. I want to thank, before we get started, I want to thank our administration, our superintendent, our assistant superintendent, Mrs. Regan and Mrs. McDermott. Their constant support in our business department, Mr. Libya, their constant support has us want kind of for nothing, you know, and we're in a real good place that way. Our school committee, and we got quite a few of them here tonight, supports us, honors us when we have different successes here, and they are big fans and big supporters, and again, another group that very, very rarely says no, you know, and I'm very, very thankful for that. Our principal, Mr. Long, you know, first year, new guy, kind of feeling his way around in his first year, and he's been so easy to work with, and always checks in the morning, you know, how did this team do, how did that team do? You know, a big fan of all you guys. You guys all had him at the win, and now he's your principal, and it's his first senior week, and he's been a pleasure to work with. Mr. O'Leary's, you know, my guy, does everything with me and for me, and helps me, and bails me out when we have sound issues, and another big supporter here. He's, you know, on the sidelines for our football games, and at different events with us, and is, you know, a friend and a great resource for me here at the high school. Mrs. Dick is great. Another, you know, parent, administrator who's had multiple kids go through our program, and again, huge supporter. Johnny Marshan and his staff, the maintenance department, you know, the fields don't just get taken care of and cleaned and opened and whatnot. Speaking of fields today, I certainly would be short-sighted if I didn't thank the softball dads today. That field was a mess multiple times, and I'm not completely sure the softball team was sensing my urgency. I was waiting for Stoughton's pitcher to come off the mound and go, "This isn't safe anymore," and we were in trouble deep because we were going to have to go back tomorrow, and it's prom tomorrow, and you know, I'm dealing with the tournament director, and my heart was racing trying to get the last 3 outs. Fortunately, he hit a 2-hop at a Becker, and she turned a double play. Mr. Patterson here at the high school, you know, does a lot for us. Opens the school when we need it opened. Never says no if a team needs to practice. Chris Mahana, you know, our trainer's fantastic. You know, it's great that we have, you know, a younger guy that's invested in athletics, that was a former college athlete, and you know, now does some teaching in the building, and huge asset to our athletic department. You know, my staff that covers games for me, Coach McCabe, Coach Doracco, and Lenny Hunnell, that cover games. I certainly need to make sure they're thanked. Dave French, who did the catering today, fantastic job as usual. If any of you guys use Frenchie, you know, you can go pay for 100, but you're gonna get 150, and he's awesome. Former athlete here that, you know, when I get the Hall of Fame up and running, I'm sure he's going to be in the hunt for the next class. Our coaches are, you know, again, I say it all the time, I think our coaches are second to none. They work so hard, and they care, and they're invested, and they spend the time outside of the classroom to extend their classroom and try to teach life lessons along with X's and O's of athletics. I'm super appreciative. And our parents are great. you know, they want what's best for kids, and you know, I've said it many times, through COVID, I received 0 emails or complaints from our parents. 0. They were fantastic to deal with for 4 years, and I hope you guys all have a great week this week with with your kids and during senior week. I really do. 3 people that I definitely need to recognize. Number 1 is our singer, Sarah Downing, who as a senior here at the high school has sung for us all spring, all fall, at our football games, at our basketball games, at our softball games. Want to bring Sarah up. We got a quick gift for her. Come on up, Sarah. I was taught at a young age, you never want to be the guy that follows the legend. You never want to be that guy. That's a bad place to be. It takes a lot of courage to follow someone who's really, really good at what they do. This guy jumped in and followed Deli, who's going to be on TV one day, wanted to be our announcer, and did a fantastic job for us. Cullen Mangan. And last but certainly not least is you know, the pulse of the athletic department. You know, this lady's fantastic. She's a friend. She's a confidant. She is kids' mothers when they need them. She does everything, wears all the hats. You know, I was very lucky this past weekend. I got to marry, my daughter got married off this weekend, and I got one off the payroll, and Nancy went out of her way for the last 3 weeks, and she must have said it to me 100 times. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, next weekend, that phone gets shut off, anything that goes, like, she went out of her way to make sure that my daughter's wedding went off without a hitch. My phone rings off the hook all the time. It's just the nature of the job, and Nancy could not have done any more to make sure that my weekend with my daughter and my wife and family, you know, hosting a wedding up in Maine went off without a hitch, and it would not have happened without her help and her support. Mrs. O'Hare, come on up. Some quick data, seeing how we're a data-driven society, so I'll give you guys some quick data. In the spring, we had 275 roster spots, which is about 37% of our student body participated in athletics in the spring. We played or participated in over 200 plus contests. We had a winning percentage over 50%. We had one MVC team championship. We had one MVC sportsmanship award. We had 4 tournament team qualifiers. We had a state runner-up. We had a state top 5. We had 2 MVC players of the year. We had 1 MVC coach of the year. We had multiple first team all conference, multiple second team all conference. We had a 4x1 relay state championship team. We had a triple jump state champion. We had a high jump state champion. We had a 100 meter and 200 meter state champion. We had a 400 meter state champion, and we had a 200 meter all state champion. We had a Boston Herald and a Boston Gold Ball Scholastic, and most importantly, we had a senior GPA, senior athletes GPA of 3.77. That is fantastic. to start off our banquet, I kind of want to get us moving because we do have a fairly big slate with the major awards at the end. We will start off with our boys tennis team and our boys tennis coach, Rick Keene.
Good evening, thank you. First off, I'd like to thank Mr. Druin, Nancy O'Hare, and the rest of the staff for another great season. Appreciate everything you guys do for the boys tennis team. I'd like also to congratulate Mary and the girls team for a great season and making it to states. You guys did a great job, as you do every year. The boys had a good season this year. Their record was 4-10, but that doesn't reflect how well the team played this season. This year we had a lot of new players join the team and a strong conference. I'm extremely proud of how well the team came together to face these challenges. And this is a hard-working group of players, and I'm very excited to see the continued efforts on the courts next season. This year I have 2 Coaches Awards and 1 MVP Award to hand out. My first Coaches Award, I've always said playing singles is one of the toughest positions on the team. You can't take any time off. You need to show up to every match and play your best. This individual did just that. You knew when he was on the court, the match was never over. He gave everything he had, winning or losing, right down to the last point. My first Coach's Award goes to Michael Gaglione. My second Coach's Award is to an individual who worked extremely hard in the off-season. He organized lessons for the team that had great impact on how much our players improved. During the summer, he improved his skills by playing in competitive matches. This season, he organized captain's practices and team-building events. All of this hard work and participation earned him the role as the team captain and secured him a spot as a number 3 singles player. My Coach's Award goes to Captain Tyler Chesbrough. All right, for my MVP award, this individual decided to take up tennis and joined the team as a junior last year. During his first year, he earned a spot on the team as a doubles player and continued to improve his game throughout the first season. His passion and drive are second to none. He worked very hard in the off-season and brought this game to a new level. Coupled with his passion and drive, he earned a spot on the team this year as a singles 2 player. In just his second year playing tennis. In all my time here as the boys tennis coach, I have never seen anyone improve their skills in such a short period of time. This fall, he will be attending UMass Amherst to study physics. With the best individual record for the team, my MVP award goes to senior and captain Danny Franklin. Thank you.
Our next coach we're going to bring up tonight is our longtime tennis coach who just does a fantastic job with our tennis program. She lives and breathes and teaches tennis and is a fantastic role model for our players and so easy to deal with. She's a pleasure. Mary McDonald.
Hi, everybody. Congratulations to the seniors. I hope you have a really fun week and a happy graduation with your families. I wanted to thank Mr. Druin for all his help and support. It's hard to keep our courts in good playing condition all the time, and it always happens. Also want to offer a special thanks to Abby Culhane, our assistant coach, for keeping us organized on match days, and she helped out both the boys and the girls teams this year with a lot of coaching. Really appreciate the time she gave us. The girls team had a good season this year, going 10-6 in the league. They finished second in the MVC Division II, and they qualified for the state tournament for the first time since 2019, losing a hard-fought match last week. We're only losing 2 varsity spots to seniors this year, but they were the backbone of the team. They had a season record of 12-2. They were terrific captains. They did everything asked of them. They set the tone for the whole team with their hard work, their sportsmanship, their positive attitudes. It didn't hurt that they are also ranked number 1 and number 3 in your class. Team MVPs this year, Cecilia Ho and Daria Marabani.
Our next coach coming up, again, a well thought of multiple sport coach in our building. Teacher, coach, connects with kids, does a fantastic job, has numbers through the ceiling in our girls lacrosse program. Coach Erin Murphy.
Good evening, everyone. First, I would like to echo the sentiments to thank Mr. Druin, Ms. O'Hare, and Chris Mahana. The saying goes, it takes a village, and we have one of the best around, so thank you. Looking back on our season, I would say this year was a success. We improved on our record to 7 wins, which is the most that I've had as head coach, so it makes me really optimistic about where the future of this program is going. We have a lot of strong competition in the MVC for girls lacrosse, and every day we look to get just a little bit better and give even the toughest teams just a little bit stronger competition, which I believe we did based on comments made by the other MVC coaches at our league meeting. These victories, both in the scorebook and for overall morale, were only possible because of the great leadership of my 2 captains, Jamie Constantino and Victoria Catanzano. These girls have created a culture of inclusivity and positivity that will hopefully be carried into future years and is really something to be proud of. So thank you, Jamie and Victoria. I have 2 awards to give out today, an MVP and a coach's award. These are never easy for me, as I wish I could honor all of my players. They conduct themselves with great integrity in class, which earned them the MVC Sportsmanship Award this year, so I'm very proud of them for that. My first award is my coach's award. This goes out to a player that I believe is one of the nicest kids I've had the pleasure of coaching. She has great sportsmanship and is someone all of her teammates can depend on both on and off the field. A moment that stood out to me this season was in one of our games against Lowell. One of our first-year varsity players scored her first goal, and this player ran all the way from the defensive end to the offensive end just to give a fist bump for a great accomplishment. And while this might seem like a small feat, this is the kind of sportsmanship and camaraderie that we as coaches look for to help build the future of our program. It was on this day I looked at her and said, "You're a really kind person," and she is. But despite that, she completely ran our defense this year. A lot of our games are incredibly defensive heavy, and she never backs down. She'll be greatly missed next year, but we wish her the best of luck at Boston College. So tonight's coach's award goes to Abigail Mahoney. Next is my MVP. This was a really special season for this player. She has always had the skills necessary to be successful, but I believe this is the first year she believed in herself as much as myself, her teammates, and her two very supportive grandfathers did. I believe her leadership role in the team gave her the confidence to put up incredibly impressive performance this season. While primarily an attack player in previous seasons, she commanded the field both offensively and defensively. She stepped into a role as my draw specialist and accumulated over 40 draw controls, which is crucial in getting our offensive going. As our team voted playmaker, she put up impressive numbers, something only possible by not being afraid to take big risks and being absolutely relentless. This player scored her 100th career goal this season, a feat not accomplished by many, and was able to do so in only 3 seasons, 74 goals of which she put up this season alone. On top of that, she had 13 assists and at least 23 ground ball controls. There is no doubt she made things happen on the field for us. Her accomplishments were seen not only by her teammates and myself, but by the rest of the MVC when she was voted MVC 2 Player of the Year. I couldn't be more proud of her and honored to be your coach. This year's MVP is Jamie Constantino.
Our next coach is our boys lacrosse coach, and hard worker, trying to grow a program in the league that we're in is tough, and he's got his nose to the grindstone, trying hard, and things are gonna break for him. We had a bunch of young kids this year, and took some lumps, but we took some lumps with younger guys, and hopefully that pays off for us down the road. So our next coach, Coach Anthony Potts.
So I'd like to start off by saying thank you to Mr. Druin, Mrs. O'Hare, Chris Mahana, just everyone involved with the team. It's greatly appreciated. So our season this year, we ended up with the same record as we had last year, which was a record of 4-14. As Mr. Druin said, we had a lot of young guys playing for us and starting on the varsity team. We had a lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores who stepped up and had a lot bigger role than they expected to for us this year. And we made a lot of improvements in building our culture that will help us in the future. These seniors did everything they could to help us with that. So what they did is going to do everything to help us in the future for the next few years. And with that being said, I'm going to start with our Coaches Award. So our Coaches Award is going to a senior captain. He's been a starter on defense for us for the last 3 seasons. He's not only a vocal leader on the team, but a leader by example on and off the field. Whether he's making sure everyone's on the same page in practice or making sure everyone stays cool and collected when things get a little haywire, he was always a leader. He was a great voice for the players and an extension of the coaching staff. This player is a multifaceted person who has all the qualities to succeed in college and life, and I was lucky enough to have him on the team for the past 3 years to make my life a whole lot easier. The Coaches Award goes to Justin Dorigo. Our MVP is going to a player who has never played goalie before high school. He's always played lacrosse, but he never played goalie before, which in my position is one of the hardest, in my opinion, is one of the hardest positions to play in almost any sport. And now you look at 3 years later, and he's leading the whole league in saves with 279 in the season. He averaged 15.6 a game and had a 56 save percentage, which for those of you who don't know, anything over 50% for a goalie is very good in lacrosse. So he had a great season for us. He saw a lot of shots this season, and a lot went past him, but he never got discouraged. It's an easy position to get down on yourself, and he knew that being a junior captain, he had to lead by example, and that's exactly what he did for us. He let in 1, but he'd saved the next 2. He had multiple 20-save games and multiple games where he kept us in it and kept it a lot closer than it should have been. He's a captain who really takes command of the team, and whenever we were on defense, he was taking charge, making sure everyone knows what set we're in, making sure everyone's in the right spots, He's a great leader for us and a great player for us, and he quite literally saved us in a few games. The MVP goes to Skylar Sheeting.
Our next coach, again, is another well-thought-of coach in the building, teacher, coach, leader of kids, does a fantastic job for us. You know, this particular team, our baseball team, was a little bit snake-bitten, lost a handful of one-run games, and, you know, things could have, you know, a break here and a break there, and they're still playing in the state tournament, and instead of not qualifying. And very, very competitive team, very, very competitive year. Just, you know, ball didn't really bounce their way as much as maybe it could have. But, you know, this guy's the right guy and does a good job with our kids. Our baseball coach, Kirk Monblow.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Druin, and everybody that supports the program and our students. When I was brainstorming about what to talk about today, I started thinking about my own experiences as an athlete. I thought about my high school football team. I thought about my experiences playing baseball at Worcester State. In my junior and senior year playing football for Drake, we only had one win. And when I played at Worcester State, we a little bit more successful, but we still underachieved a little bit. I started to think about the coaches and the teammates and the idea of coming up a little bit short in regards to wins and losses were not in the forefront. I thought about how my college coach would continue to call me on my birthday for years after I graduated to check in and see how I was doing. I thought about how my football coach wrote me a letter of recommendation, was always in my corner whenever I needed something. This year we were 6-14, but I think if we were 14-6, my thoughts about these boys would not change. I would think about the time they spent in the cages in the off-season working towards a common goal. I would think about how my upperclassmen set a great example for the younger players. And I would think about how they stayed the course, even though the easier thing would have been to go through the motions. We have a record like we did. Especially when that record does not reflect their hard work. I will think about the unwavering loyalty of my coaching staff and the rest of the people who supported us. So I say thank you to my players, not just the ones receiving individual awards tonight, but to all of my players for their dedication to the program and to each other, and for all the positive memories attached to it that I'll never forget. I'm truly going to miss this group. Before I mention the MVP, I want to give a shout out to our 9 seniors, many of whom helped us out when they were 8th graders. The program needed it that year. Our freshman group was really thin, so I've gotten a chance to know these guys for a really long time, and I have nothing but great things to say about all 9 of them. So we have 2 awards that I'm going to hand out today. We have an MVP and a coach's award. This first one, our MVP, is a guy who's been a 3-year starter for us. You know, as I mentioned earlier, you know, I couldn't have asked for anything better in terms of seniors and leadership. This guy was a 2-year captain, was voted all-conference this year. He did a great job. And again, just an outstanding young man, Dylan Paulding. As some of the other coaches mentioned tonight, when we're coming up with who deserves a coach's award, you know, I've had a lot of these students in the classroom, and just unreal young people. And so that being said, we could have had tons of guys that fit the bill for coach's award. I could rattle on a bunch of things about this young man, and you guys all know it here to be true. From the time he was an 8th grader till he was a senior, he would say, at the end of every practice, what could I do better? What can I improve on? What can I help you with, coach? Thinks about others before himself all the time, to the point where he actually brought in some fish for coach. He's just the guy that goes out of his way for everybody else. Puts himself second. Our coach's award this year goes to Michael Hill.
True story. So Hilly's on the tee in August, trying out for the golf team, and I'm like, how'd it go, Michael? How'd the summer go? I did some fishing, some commercial fishing, blah, blah, blah. Went out with my uncle and whatever. And I'm like, what'd you get? Oh, I got striper, I get this, I get that. I'm like, man, I never tried striper. Is it good? He goes, striper's good. I'm like, all right, keep me in mind next time you get a striper. Like, fooling around with him. I don't think he's serious. I'm walking down the hallway, 3rd floor. Kirk flags me down from his classroom. He goes, hey, D, come on in here. Michael walks from the back. He's got a cooler with dry ice, and he caught a striper, and he's got it all filleted for me, and it was awesome. So there were kids in Kirk's class, and they're like, is there a live fish in that cooler? Is it really? But Michael took the time. It was awesome. It was so nice. So thanks, Hilly. Anyways, girls track. Another a guy who kind of holds our track program together in the winter and in the spring, and again, well thought of teacher in our building, and does a fantastic job with our track kids. We're very fortunate. He's been around for a long time and well thought of in our conference. Our girls outdoor track coach, Fran Cusick.
All right, we had a really good season this year for the girls track team. We went 2-2 in dual meets. At the Division IV state relay meet, we placed 6th. At the Division IV state meet, we were 5th. So really, really successful season. We had 8 seniors. I'm not going to name all of them, but they really brought a great presence every day. They really they enjoyed each other's company. Like, I could tell that they actually liked each other, which sometimes is rare. So I really enjoyed this group. We did have a couple school records that I want to call out. Gianni Santos set the in probably one of the deepest 200-meter fields that I've seen in Massachusetts state history. She won the 200 in a school record time, 24.63, which is also the fastest time ever in the Merrimack Valley Conference. So really, really impressive stuff. We also had our 4x1 team of Gianni, Amanda Ogden, Kim Son-Win, and Cassidy Page set the school record and win the Division IV state championship, which was super exciting. That same group also set the school record in the 4x2. So overall, it was a great season, and I really am going to miss this group of seniors. It's going to be tough to replace that crew. I have two coaches awards that I'm going to give out. The first one is going to someone who kind of embodies the phrase, the best ability is availability. She is such a solid presence. No matter what you ask her to do, she is up for it. She does the 100, the 200, the 400, the 4x1, the 4x4, the triple jump. She's always willing to put the team ahead of herself. And as a teammate, unfortunately in high school sports, there tend to be a lot of cliques, as I think we all know. She is someone who kind of transcends that. Like, I see her talking to freshmen, sophomores, juniors, seniors, throwers, sprinters, even distance runners sometimes, which is rare. So she's really just an amazing presence, and she's so sincere and forthright that I think her teammates see her doing the right thing all the time, and they just want to do the same thing. So Coach's Award number 1 goes to Kim Son-Win. All right. Second Coach's Award is going to someone who, we were really hoping that she'd do track. She's a gymnastics athlete, which I know gives away exactly who this is, but I said it anyway. Apparently, gymnastics practices for about 15 hours a day, so we weren't really sure if she was going to end up joining the track team, but we're really glad she did. The first meet, she hates this story, but I'm going to tell it very quickly. The first meet she ever did, she was in the pole vault in the 100. We neglected to tell her that those two events go on at the exact same time. So she figured out that the 100 was about to go off. She had to sprint across Lawrence Stadium to get to the 100-meter dash start. And unfortunately, she did not have time to put on her spikes. So when she went out of the blocks, you could tell immediately that this didn't really look right. So she's stumbling and bumbling down the straightaway, and about 50 meters in, just completely hits the deck. Scrapes and bruises all over, gets up and finishes the race dead last. I turned to Peter Fortunato at the time and I said, all right, it's the last we're going to see of Amanda. But amazingly, she came back and she kept showing up. And despite her very, very busy and hectic schedule, she became one of the best sprinters we've had in recent memory, best long jumpers we've had in recent memory. She made it to the All-State meet a couple times as an individual. She was part of the 4x1 team that I mentioned. And just, as a teammate, she's one of the best I've seen. Like, there's a lot of downtime in track in between reps when you're waiting for, a race to go off. And she does a great job just making her teammates feel comfortable. She's always telling goofy stories and like weird incidents that happen to her. And that makes everybody around her more comfortable and more willing to be themselves. So I really, really appreciate that about this person. So Coach Award number 2 goes to Amanda Ogden.
Our next coach is about as positive a guy as you're going to come across. Big, gregarious laugh and kind of the Pied Piper for our boys track program. And, if kids can't make it work in our boys program, working with this guy, it's a you problem. It's not a him problem. He's easy to get along with and does a fantastic job with our boys track program, Coach Scott Wilson.
So I'm going to start off, is this the right one, Ronnie? Yeah. I'm going to start off with a couple awards for Mr. Druin, RD, Coach. The first one is our state relays. We're the runner-up at D4 state relays. I got to tell you, it was early in the season. It's April. You still don't know how the season's going to go. We had only had one meet at that point. And we started that meet cranking out some wins, making some people notice that Tewksbury boys were there and were trying to do something special. We came up a little short. We finished second that day. But I'll never forget the final race of the day, that 4x4. I think they're all here, but it starts off with Will Humphreys, who had just, Will's always willing to take on whatever race we put in front of him. He's just a guy that the coach always loves to look next door and see standing there and say, hey, Will, can you do one more today? But it went from Will to our young sophomore, Sal Catanzano. And he handed her off to one of the best sprinters in Massachusetts and New England over the last 4 years in Alex Arbogast. And then it's the guy who's sort of a mystery always to me, but he's got the greatest smile I've ever seen. And he is, he's fierce when it comes to winning. And I knew that if we could give Couve that baton with a chance to win it, he was going to take off. So Ryan Couvier, that was a great race. So after that state relays, a lot of excitement. One of the greatest bus rides home I've had with those guys. Mario singing tunes. You know, it was really pretty fun. I got some great videos. We kind of stumbled. You know, we ran into Chelmsford, lost by 1 point. Pretty big disappointment. Then we ran into Barica, and that wasn't a 1 point loss. They slapped us around. So you walk into the MVC meet, and quite honestly, you really don't know what to expect from your team because we had had some ups and downs. But they showed up at the MVC meet, and even though I know individually there were performances that weren't what people wanted it to be, we still showed up and against the best. You know, we're not the size of those other schools. We were the smallest school. I think we finished 4th amongst the MVC schools. It was a very impressive showing. Sent us into the state meet with a lot of excitement, and we came out of that state meet with this thing right here. Yeah, we were the runner-ups to Burlington. They had a loaded squad. We scored 80 points. I had predicted we'd score 60. You know, Arbo with the first place in the 100 and the 200. Elijah beating Ryan Cuvier in his last jump in the triple jump for a state championship. Ryan Cuvier winning the high jump. The kid from Andover looked like he saw a ghost when Cuv went over that 6'6", and he thought, are you kidding me? This kid just cleared 6'6". So, look, very impressive year. I was so proud of the performance to finish second there. Proud of the kids that competed and made it to last week, the Meet of Champions. Maybe the performances weren't what you hoped they would be, but you know, I think when you look back, for all of you, when you look back on high school, you're gonna remember the good times, the laughs, the times you got to compete with your friends, the times when you got to cheer on a teammate. So with that, I don't have an MVP award. Look, we had some tremendous performances. I'm proud of all of you. You'll get some hardware at the end for what you accomplished this year. But I want to call it a couple guys for Coaches Award. The first guy is someone that, you know, early in the year, we weren't exactly what we were doing with our coaching staff. We were trying to figure out exactly what we were going to do and how we were going to line things up. And this senior said to me, Coach, I'll help the throwers. I'll do whatever I can. I want this team to be great. You know, you tell me what you need me to do. And this is a kid who had a lot of success coming into the year. I was really proud that he offered to step up. You know, luckily we were able to fill all those gaps, but it's that type of leadership that, I tell you what, that throwers group had a lot of fun. They're a great group of people, and one of the guys that led them was Kyle Adams. I didn't talk about any Kyle's accomplishments on the field, or you know, and it was somewhat intentional because I think while that's important, I think the character of who a person is equally important. And Kyle was someone obviously that I counted on throughout the year. 3 throwing events at every meet, and in every state meet, we were always looking for him to be delivering. It's a lot. But he did a great job. And this next guy, same thing. Just somebody who was there to every practice, got there early, stayed late, was always the kid walking around the track, picking up, helping us clean up things that had been left behind. Someone who was looking out for the freshmen and the sophomores and not just worried about what his accomplishments were going to be. Kind of the kind of kid that, you know, if you're a parent, and people are talking about you, this is the kind of guy you want them talking about. He's someone you should be very impressed with. I know he's going to go off to college and do amazing things, someone that I'm just ultimately impressed with as a person, Mr. Will Humphrey.
Our last team happens to be the last team that is playing for us this year. Fantastic year, MVC champs. Got a victory today in the state tournament, 9-1 against Stoughton. They'll play Wednesday night at 6 o'clock at Hazel Field on Livingston Street against Dartmouth High School. Our coach, Coach Souza, is a fantastic lady. She's a teacher in the Methuen school system. She's a former college player. She's a mom. She's a wife. She wears many, many hats. She's a multiple 3-time in a row MVC Coach of the Year and does a fantastic, fantastic job with our program. Our head softball coach, Brittany Souza.
Hello. I would like to start by thanking Ron Druin and the athletic department for all their hard work and dedication throughout this season. I also would like to say thank you to my amazing coaching staff, Tanya, George, and Tama. Behind every successful team stands a group of remarkable individuals who commit their time, energy, and passion to mold and shape our athletes into the best versions of themselves. Our coaching staff has exemplified these qualities, serving as mentors, motivators, and role models to each and every one of our team members. For those of you that don't know, this is our 3rd consecutive season winning the MVC2 division. We finished with a 15-5 record this year, playing the toughest schedule in our league. We seeded 3rd in the state for Division II and have some real unfinished business. Our team's dedication, sacrifice, and commitment has been unmatched. You are all the true testament of a team, and I wish I could give every single one of you an award. First, I'd like to present my Coach's Award. This award celebrates the outstanding contributions and exceptional qualities demonstrated by athletes throughout the season. From the moment she stepped onto the field, she showcased dedication, a thirst for improvement, and a true love for the game. Her commitment to excellence and her unwavering work ethic has made her an invaluable asset to our team. As a coach, it's a rare privilege to encounter an athlete who embodies the very essence of what it means to be a team member. She exemplifies the value of sportsmanship, integrity, and respect, becoming a role model for her peers. Beyond her natural talent, what truly sets her apart is her relentless drive for improvement. She always approaches each practice and every game with determination to push herself beyond limits, constantly seeking to refine her skills and elevate her performance. Her commitment to personal growth has not only benefited her individually, but has inspired her teammates to strive for greatness as well. She understands that true success is not achieved in isolation, but through the collective efforts and support of each member. I want to express my deepest gratitude for your dedication, your resilience to face the challenges, the countless hours you have devoted to our sport and our team. You have embodied the qualities we hold dear to us and have made us coaches proud. Thank you for being an exemplary athlete, a leader, and a role model. You've enriched our team, and we're excited to see the incredible heights you'll reach in the future. This year's Coach's Award goes to junior shortstop Rebecca Harris. It's my absolute honor and privilege to stand here before you tonight to recognize the most valuable player of our softball team. Throughout this season, these outstanding athletes have demonstrated unparalleled dedication, skill, and leadership. Their contributions to our team have been nothing short of extraordinary, and it's only fitting that we take a moment to acknowledge their talent and commitment to this game. This year's MVP has exemplified the true essence of teamwork. They have inspired all of us with their tireless work ethic, motivation to push beyond our limits, and reach for greatness. Whether on the field or in practice, their dedication has been unmatched, serving as shining examples for all of us to follow. However, it's not just their individual accomplishments that set these MVPs apart. They have been a pillar of support for their teammates, always offering words of encouragement and guidance. They have embraced the role as leaders, fostering a sense of unity and camaraderie within our team, both on and off the field. Their dedication to success of our team has been remarkable. They have shown sportsmanship, treating opponents with respect, and displaying grace in both victory and defeat. They are not only role models for their teammates, but also for younger athletes in this community. As we applaud our MVPs today, let's remember their success is not solely on the individual triumph, but a testament of the collective effort of our team. Each and every member of our varsity softball team has played a vital role in our achievement this season, and it's together that we get to create this legacy worth celebrating. To our MVPs, we congratulate you on your well-deserved recognition. Your dedication, skills, and leadership have left an incredible mark on our team and will inspire future generations. We thank you for your commitment to excellence, for representing our team with pride. In closing, let us remember that success is not measured solely by the score on the scoreboard, but the lessons learned, the bonds created, the characters developed along the way. As we continue this final journey together, let us strive for greatness, knowing that the true value of our team lies not in trophies or accolades, but in the memories that we create and the lasting impact we leave on the lives around us. Congratulations to our 2 MVPs, our 2 senior captains, the Sam duo, the 1-2 punch, the best battery in the MVC, Samantha Ryan and Samantha Perkins.
All right, at this time, I'd like to ask Mr. Long and Mr. O'Leary to come up on the stage. We will start with our second team all-conference. And I'm gonna ask that the athletes come up this way, grab their certificates, and stay over here, and we'll get a picture taken at the end, okay? Second team all-conference. Boys outdoor track, discus, shot put, and javelin, Kyle Adams. Second team all conference, boys 4x8 relay, Nick Alvarado. Second team all conference, 4x4 relay, boys outdoor track, Alex Arbogast. Second team all conference, high jump, boys outdoor track and field, Sal Catanzano. Second team all conference, 4x4 relay, Sal Catanzano. Second team in the triple jump, Ryan Cuvier. Second team in the 4x8 relay, Will Escanas. Second team all conference in the pentathlon, Paxton Green. Second team all conference in the 4x4 relay, Will Humphrey. Second team all conference 4x4 relay, Will Humphrey. Second team all conference 4x8 relay, Nathaniel LeBoy. Second team all conference shot put, Colby Mangata. Second team all conference 4x8 relay, Stephen Apetesano. Second team all conference girls 100 meter hurdles, Emma Jensen. Second team all conference 400 meter hurdles, Emma Jensen. Second team all-conference in the pole vault, Jaden Kasuli. Second team all-conference in the long jump, Amanda Ogden. Second team all-conference for baseball, Cameron Kingston. Second team all-conference girls lacrosse, Emily Pitcher. Second team all-conference for softball, Alyssa Adams. Second team all-conference for softball, Avery Della Piana. Second team all-conference for softball, Whitney Gigante. Second team all-conference softball, Rebecca Harris. Second team all-conference softball, Abby Tower. Second team all-conference boys tennis, Danny Franklin. Second team all-conference girls tennis, Renuka Latte. Can we have the boys sitting and the girls standing behind? All set, Migs? Thank you, gang. We will try the same routine for first team all conference. First team all conference, 100-meter dash, Alex Arbogast. First team all conference 200-meter dash, Alex Arbogast. First team all conference triple jump, Elijah Okonalu. First team all conference 4x1 relay team, Kinsan Win. First team all conference 4x1 relay, Amanda Ogden. First team all conference 4x1 relay, Cassidy Page. First team all conference 4x1 relay, Jayani Santos. 200-meter dash, Jayani Santos. 400-meter dash, Jayani Santos. First team all conference, high jump and triple jump, Ryan Cuvier. First team all conference for softball, Samantha Ryan. First team all conference girls lacrosse, Jamie Constantino. First team all conference for baseball, Dylan Paulding. Boys sit, girls stand. Okay, our next section is what I would call special awards before we get to our majors. Merrimack Valley Conference Division II Coach of the Year, softball, Brittany Souza. I'm going to try to do something a little bit different this year. I'd like to ask some of our major presenters, so Brian Aylward, if you come up on stage, And our coaches of the year for the 23 season, I'd like to ask Steve Boudreau, Steve Kasperzak. There's no other head coaches that received Coach of the Year in 22-23 besides Kaz and Stevie. Come on up, guys. I want them all on stage as we're going to present the Coaches Awards, and Brian presents an award in his dad's name. So I will start here. If you receive one of these awards, please stay on the stage. We'll get a picture at the end, okay? Spring Track and Field MIA Division IV 4x Relay State Champion, Kim San Win. Spring Outdoor Track and Field MIA Division IV 4x1 Relay State Champion, Amanda Ogden. Spring Outdoor Track and Field MIA Division IV 4x1 Relay State Champion, Cassidy Page. Spring Outdoor Track and Field MIA Division IV State Champion in the High Jump, Ryan Cuvier. Spring Outdoor Track and Field MIA Division IV Triple Jump State Champion, Elijah Conaloo. Two of them for this guy. Spring Outdoor Track and Field MIA Division IV 100-meter State Champion and 200-meter State Champion, Alex Arbogast. Three of them for this young lady. Spring Outdoor Track and Field MIA Division IV 4x1 Relay State Champion, Gianni Santos. Spring Outdoor Track and Field MIA Division IV 400-meter State Champion, Gianni Santos. Spring Outdoor Track and Field MIA All-State Champion, best kid in the entire state, 200-meter State Champion, Gianni Santos. Two for this young lady. Tewksbury Memorial High School Girls Lacrosse, 100 career goals, Jamie Constantino. Girls Lacrosse MVC 2, Division 2, Player of the Year, Jamie Constantino. Three for this young lady. Softball, MVC 2, Division 2, Player of the Year, Samantha Ryan. Contacted today. Softball, Boston Herald All-Scholastic, Samantha Ryan. Contacted today. Softball, Boston Globe All-Scholastic, Samantha Ryan. Guys sit, girls stand. Get one more picture? That's it. Nice. Hey, congratulations. What's that? Congratulations. Yes. Wait. Jazzy. Okay. Our last set of awards are our major athletic awards. You know, the process for these are, you know, our coaches get together and we hash it out, you know, and it's never easy. There's years that, like this year, that the field is real deep and there's a lot of good candidates. It's difficult. It's a long meeting. Times it can get tense. But I view that kind of as a good thing, you know, that our coaches are in there advocating for their athletes, you know? So Mr. O'Leary will go first. He's got a set of awards. If you win one of the awards, please stay on the stage. We'll have a major awards photo. Mr. Long has a set of awards, but we gave out our scholar athlete at the scholarship night, and we're going to recognize them with our majors because that is one of our major athletic awards. We will start with Mr. O'Leary with his first set of awards.
Thank you, Mr. Druin. I'm proud to present the Teresa Terry Lightfoot Inspiration and Courage Award. We're going to give out 2 of these awards. This award is given to a senior athlete who has overcome physical or emotional adversity and competed with vigor, courage, dignity, and without complaint. The 2 recipients are Victoria Catanzano and Justin Dorigo.
First, I'd like to acknowledge Will Eskenas and Daria Marabani for their major awards that they got the other night, so that if they can come on up to the stage, please. They represent the male and female scholar athlete of the years, athletes of the year, excuse me. I'm honored to present the Leo Doc Duraco Sportsmanship Award. This award goes to the female athlete who best represents the qualities of fair play in all aspects of athletics, and it goes to Riley Sheehan. I'm also honored to present the Kevin Kelly Memorial Sportsmanship Award, awarded to the male athlete who best represents the qualities of fair play in all aspects of athletics. And this one goes to Ryan Cuvier.
Our next award, I'd like to bring up our 3 2022-2023 Coaches of the Year to present the Coaches Award. Coach Kaz, Coach Boudreau, and Coach Souza. Come on up.
All right, I guess on behalf of the athletic department here tonight, this lady's young career, I feel like it's just going to take off, and it's just really gotten started. But this year's Mary McCarthy Tewksbury Tough Coaches Award, awarded to the female athlete who represents the finest qualities of fair play, work ethic, perseverance, and athletic excellence, goes to Gianni Santos. If you were here in the winter, it was like Jack Callahan needed a wheelbarrow. I think Gianni's going to have to borrow that soon. Our second Coaches Award, the Dennis McGadden Memorial Coaches Award, awarded to the male athlete who represents the finest qualities of fair play, work ethic, perseverance, and athletic excellence, goes to, no surprise, Benjamin O'Keefe.
I have a couple to give out. Daniel Gillette Memorial Determination Award. Awarded to the male athlete whose achievements and efforts in athletics exhibit perseverance, hard work, unmatched by his peers. Easy choice here. Jack Callahan. This next winner is as determined and as dedicated to her sport as any kid that's come through here in my time as the athletic director. All into her sport. Deborah Lee McPhail Memorial Determination Award, awarded to the female athlete whose achievements and efforts in athletics exhibit perseverance and hard work, unmatched by her peers. Another easy choice. Karina Barron. Okay. A couple years ago, I started Athletic Director's Choice. I feel like I see a bunch of games and sports more than everybody else, to be quite honest with you. And, you know, I see different things, whether it's in the school, around the school, what they do in the community, how they carry themselves on the field, and just, you know, people that kind of have left a mark on me, you know. Tewksbury Memorial High School Athletic Director's Choice Award. Awarded to the senior athlete who has demonstrated character, commitment, academic success, leadership, while displaying the most desired characteristic of a Tewksbury Memorial High School student athlete. This guy plays multiple sports, does multiple things in the building, whether it be best buddies, Christmas shopping, Halloween pot, just does it all. Stood out to me right away. Blake Ryder. This next guy, I'll argue with anybody that he might be the best player in his sport in the school. He's fantastic hockey player. I sat in that room when the debate was who was the player of the year, and it came down to this young man and Benny O'Keefe, and you know, they always go with the high-profile goalie, and you know, just kidding around with you, Ben. But they always, you know, it came down to these two guys, and I've watched this guy play hockey for 3 years, and he's fantastic, fastest player on the ice, and probably has scored one of the, maybe defer to Brian, one of the 4 or 5 biggest goals in program history to send this team to the Garden last year. Huge loss for us as this guy's graduating, Nick DiCiaccio. Two more. Tewksbury Memorial High School Athletic Director's Choice Award, again, awarded to the senior athlete who's demonstrated character, commitment, academic success, and leadership while displaying the most desired characteristics of a Tewksbury Memorial High School student athlete. A girl here who was injured in the fall, came back. You know, the basketball team does not work without this kid. It just doesn't happen. They don't have the success they have without this young lady. Fantastic kid. I wish she was healthy during soccer. I would have liked to see the impact she could have made for them. But going to be a very, very difficult person to replace on the girls' basketball team. Katrina McDonald. Last one. Been up here a bunch of times. Just a fine young lady. Does all the things that make this school what it is. You know, our president of Best Buddies, Christmas shopper, Special Olympics, she's there. Dressed up in a goofy Halloween costume, she's there. At movie nights, at the zoo, at whatever Coach Aylward needs for Best Buddies, she's there. Just a leader in our building, a fantastic, fantastic young lady. My honor to give this one to Jamie Constantino. I'd like to call Coach Aylward to the podium to give out the Bob Aylward Leadership Awards.
Good evening. It's a privilege to be able to give this award, the Bob Aylward Athletic Leadership Award. It's my dad, longtime coach here in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, athletic director, administrative teacher, established a lot of Tewksbury tradition in his time here, and these are two well-deserving recipients tonight. So this is awarded to the senior athlete who has exhibited outstanding leadership qualities supported by athletic achievement in her sports, to Samantha Ryan. Keep it going. And the other Bob Aylward Athletic Leadership Award, I had the privilege to coach this guy, senior athlete who has exhibited outstanding leadership qualities supported by athletic achievements in his sports, to Michael Sullivan. Sully.
Our last two awards of the evening. Charles E. Hazel Outstanding Athlete Award, awarded to the male athlete whose accomplishments during his high school career represent the finest qualities of athletic excellence. This guy's a Division I scholarship guy and many, many times state champion, Alex Arbogast. Tewksbury Memorial High School Outstanding Athlete Award, awarded to the female athlete whose accomplishments during her high school career represent the finest qualities of athletic excellence. A young lady who had multiple Division I offers, multiple-time league champ, multiple-time state champ, and Boston Herald All-Scholastic. Our outstanding athlete this year, Amanda Ogden. Stevie, thank you. Thank you.
before we turn it over to Mr. Druin for his closing remarks, there's one other acknowledgement we'd like to make tonight. As we gather here today to honor the exceptional achievements of our esteemed student athletes, I'd like to make one more of my own. Over the past year, this person has demonstrated unwavering dedication, leadership, passion for the athletic program. Their remarkable vision and tireless efforts have propelled our teams to new heights, both on and off the fields. Under this person's guidance, our athletes have achieved remarkable success, setting records, winning championships, and earning well-deserved accolades. This person's commitment to the holistic development of our student athletes is genuinely remarkable. He consistently prioritizes well-being, fostering an environment where they can thrive both academically and athletically. His mentorship and guidance have and continue to have profound impact on the lives of those he works with, coaches and students, athletes alike. His goal is to develop well-rounded individuals who exemplify resilience, teamwork, and sportsmanship. Mr. Druin's boundless enthusiasm and infectious energy inspires all of those he works with. He has made exceptional contributions to our athletic program, Merrimack Valley Conference, and the MIA alike. And in fact, he was the driving force behind this year's MVC Sportsmanship Conference, first of its kind in the state that wasn't the MIA level. And for next year's athletes, he's the driving force behind a conference-wide program that every single athlete in the Merrimack Valley Conference next year will have mandatory character training. Once again, a first of its kind in the state. Please join me in giving Mr. Druin a thunderous applause. Mr. Druin, who was earlier this year the well-deserved recipient of Athletic Director of the Year for District 4. Congratulations.
Thank you. Sit down. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Those guys sandbagged me. All right, look, it's senior week. Have a blast, right? Tomorrow night's the prom. It's one of those things a lot of you guys have been waiting for a long time. Have fun. Have a lot of fun, right? No, be careful. Make the right decisions. Have fun, but make those right decisions, okay? Wednesday, you guys got the boat cruise. The seniors, right? You got the boat cruise. Unfortunately, Sam, and Mackenzie, sorry, but we got bigger goals. We can get you guys in Gloucester Harbor later on this summer. We'll figure it out, all right? We'll figure that out. It's fun, but it's Gloucester. You're okay. Thursday, we got some stuff here, and then Friday's graduation, right? Finish up the right way. Continue to do the right thing. I couldn't be more proud of the accomplishments you guys have had. You've taken us all over Massachusetts. It's always a good thing when Mrs. Johnson, Mrs. Regan's secretary, is asking me if we have to, who we need to recognize, because they know we got it kind of going on here, So I'm appreciative of all our coaches. I'm appreciative of our student athletes. I'm appreciative so much of the parents who are in it for the right reasons and have always been very, very easy to work with. So thank you so much for all you do. Thank you for coming here tonight. Again, have a blast this week. It's senior week. I want to thank Mr. Long for taking time out of his busy week, Mr. O'Leary, and certainly the school committee members that are here today. I can't, thank you enough for your support. Again, have a great week. Go Redmond.